Hey everybody, Paul Collier here. I founded CoEffect because I really believe that small and medium-sized nonprofits need certain fundamental practices in place in order to collect meaningful data, understand their impact, and ultimately grow over time. So when I think about some of those fundamental practices, really breaks down into three categories. I call these the three foundations of data for growth for a nonprofit organization. The first is having a meaningful impact measurement strategy. The second is having some meaningful habits for data collection and analysis that work for your organization and are appropriate for the folks that you're supporting. And then the third is having effective data systems, technologies that allow you to hold data, analyze it, report on it in ways that work for you. And really, when I think about these three things, you need all three. It's the intersection of these that help your organization understand your impact, communicate it well, and really take your entire practice to the next level. So if you need all three of these things in place, it's important to keep in mind that any one of these can also sandbag your progress. You might have habits for data collection and analysis and effective data systems, but if you don't have a strategy that allows you to focus those things, you're really going to be held back. So, in this series of videos, in this course, we'll be talking a little bit about what an impact measurement strategy is, how to build one for your own organization. But first, let's talk a little bit about why focusing on strategy is so important. So, I will say that having an impact measurement strategy is kind of fundamental. So, if you don't have that, it's important to start there before moving on to any of these other two pieces. It's so important because, for one, it supports alignment. So, if I think about sort of five main benefits of having an impact measurement strategy, alignment is the first one. So, having this allows your team members to really get on the same page around how your efforts lead to results. And so, we'll be talking about theory of change as one of the aspects to this. A theory of change really supports alignment within your team. The second benefit is measurement. So having an impact strategy is really fundamental for identifying meaningful performance indicators, identifying meaningful data collection activities, and helping you understand what we need to measure. The third piece is focus. So if you've got this strategy laid out, it really helps you understand what are the most essential data collection efforts to answer critical learning questions and allows you to think about how do we sequence different data collection efforts over time. The fourth benefit is decision making. So, having a data collection strategy helps become a filter almost for making important decisions. So, if your budget's going to change, if you're going to be adding new resources to your team, you can ask, okay, is this really complementing our impact strategy or is it tangential? If it's tangential, then why are we doing? And then the final piece is funding. So, having a theory of change, having performance indicators, identifying your learning questions, these give you credibility and power in funder conversations. So I'm alluding to this, but let me be really explicit. So when I talk about an impact measurement strategy, I really mean three things. So first is having a theory of change. This is a document that essentially describes who your organization serves, what you do, and what you intend to help communities achieve. So flowing from that, once you've gotten that defined, the second piece is having a learning agenda. And this is a document that outlines what are your most strategic questions that you need to answer right now as an organization. This helps really focus the data collection work on the questions that are most meaningful for you and your team. And then the third piece flowing from those first two is identifying performance indicators. So this is a succinct list of indicators that your team will monitor on your own time frame to understand whether you're making progress on your intended impact and your organization goals. Almost every organization has metrics of some sort, but fewer organizations have metrics that are very explicitly tied to their strategy, to their theory of change, to their learning agenda. I want your organization to be one of those. So as I mentioned, we'll be talking about how exactly you build all of these in future videos. I hope this gives you a sense of why an impact measurement strategy is so important, what components are in an impact measurement strategy, and I look forward to catching you on the next video so that we can start talking about how you go about building these things. Thanks again.